Hi.
Hi, Edith. Hi,
Hiya.
Peace.
I had the
Hello.
link.
Hi, Peace. It's been so long.
I
Hi.
know, right?
So, Edith, how was it joining? You were in the wrong lobby, right?
Yeah, because it said the host is letting you in or something. Or letting
All
you in.
right. It was probably another link, the one sent to your email.
Yes, and that says 4:45, by the way, just so you're aware.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's true. Because you booked the second half of the call.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, so there's supposed to be two more people here, but they're not here now, but we're going to begin either way. So let's start with you, Edith. And if no one else jumps on, that's fine. They will just watch the recording and we'll have anyone else at another time. So, welcome to our very first hot seat coaching.
Oh my goodness,
As
my
I said
seat is hot.
earlier,
Don't mind me.
yeah, as I said earlier, the call is recorded, so everyone else is gonna have a chance to listen in later.
Okay.
And if you're listening to this recorded session, please listen attentively as possible because there may just be something here for you, even if it's not you that we're talking to. There's sometimes that people tend to ask questions that you didn't think to ask about before, and that's usually the magic in group coaching. So on that note, please tell me your name and tell me what your hair goal is.
Should I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, so my name is Edith, obviously you know that.
I
And
need
my
to.
hair goal is to have like just really flourishing natural hair. Like my hair's been natural for a very long time, but actually flourishing is I don't think it's flourishing. I mean, I do want it to be long. I'm not so caught up with bra strap. I mean, I'm lying. I am. I really want it. But I want the hair to be healthy. I think it's kind of healthy, but it just doesn't grow. I feel like it grows and it cuts off, grows and it cuts off. Because clearly my braids get old. So
Mm,
ideally, and that's basically what I want to achieve, healthy, flourishing hair that is easy to maintain. Because all this wash your hair every week is I'm panicking. He's looking at me because all that, oh, wash my hair every week, flaxseed
okay.
gel and all these things. I'm like, oh goodness. But if I have to do it, I will do it. But that's
Mhm.
that's essentially what I want to achieve. Flourishing, like longer hair that's just easier to maintain for me.
Okay. Okay, amazing. Second question. So at the moment, what's frustrating you? I'm looking for one thing to solve on this call.
What's frustrating me? I think my hair not growing or
Okay.
retaining length. You guys always correct me and say either your hair grows, but it doesn't retain length. So not retaining length is frustrating.
Okay. Okay. So let's solve that. So length retention, like you said, but when you say your hair is not growing, don't worry, I understand exactly what you mean. Uh, length retention, we have an equation that I like to use to explain it to clients. It's when your breakage rate is equal to your growth rate,
To me, you're
your
breaking up a bit.
hair length is stagnant,
Peace,
right?
is she
At
breaking for
which
you
our
as
hair
well?
grows. However, breaking up.
Yeah, yeah, you have to start again because you were frozen.
Am I back now?
Yeah, but you're still a bit frozen.
Okay, but I'm back now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Oh, maybe I should let me try to change internet then.
Yeah, I think you need to change.
Oh, am I still frozen? I'm good.
Oh, you're better now. You're better.
Okay. I was connected to the wrong internet. Okay, so I was saying that we have a length retention equation that I like to use to illustrate when I'm talking to clients. And that's the relationship between the growth rates and our breakage rate. When our breakage rate is equal to our growth rate, our hair length stays stagnant.
Hmm.
It said in another way, our hair growth rate is it has a particular rate at which it grows every month, every week, every month, every year, right? Genetically for everybody. It differs per person, but for you now, for example, there's a rate at which your hair grows. I'm gonna guess, let's say it's half an inch a month, right? if you're also breaking off the same half an inch a month at your ends, your length is not going to change. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Okay,
makes
so
sense.
that's the equation. So because genetically, there's not much we can do about our growth rate. However, there's a lot we can do about our breakage rate. So now it's our job to slow down how much our hair breaks per time. And that we have a lot of power to do, to be very honest. So that's the assignment you have now, to make sure that your length changes. So how do we do that? Real quick, is by protecting your ends. As I said earlier, breakage rate is at your ends, but growth happens at your roots. Growth happens at your scalp level. There's nothing you can do about that at the moment anyway, right? So your focus now is at your ends, to make sure you baby your ends. A little bit, let me just say one or two things about your ends. Your ends were once your roots,
Mm-hmm.
and our hair weathers every single day. The same way as we're growing older, we're aging, our hair sustains damage every single day. That's not something we can stop, but it's something we can slow down with conditioning and with other forms of protection, like being gentle with our hair or hiding our ends. If I were to guess, the part that you may most likely be struggling with would be hiding your ends and being gentle with them. That's popularly what most of us struggle with, keeping our hair, our ends hidden and also protected with conditioners. So if you think you are doing that, you probably aren't. You probably may be overestimating or underestimating just how much pampering our hair needs, right? Because most of what we do to our hair can take it. Yeah, so that's what I would say. And I want you to tell me if you think you can pull this off, if you think, or should I just say what you think about this generally?
What you've just said,
Yep.
I think, well, you're the expert and I'm here to listen. It's like going to the hospital and they say, don't do this, you have to listen. I think it's, yeah, I mean, what you've said, I feel like it's true, because it's proof. Like what you said is true. I can't, I can't,
Yes.
I can't contest it in that sense.
Okay, so tell me, if you feel like this is true, then how come you've not still been able to actually do it in your day to day? What's stopping you? So unlike a doctor, I'm not just going to give you a prescription and tell you to walk away. I am able to work with you, your personality, your
Yeah.
preferences, to modify some things for you along the way.
So I think for me, it's actually I've never sat down like this up to talk about my hair. That's the facts. I've just been like, like you go on Instagram, you see, oh no, but I'm just being honest. Like you go, oh, use
Yeah.
this hair growth, batana oil, this one oil, flaxseed. There's been so many things. I'm saving. If you see how many things I've saved, you think I'm a crazy person. To go back to those things,
Okay.
I think this girl is a hoarder. So to go back to them,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much different information out there for different hair, right? But to have a one-on-one and somebody
For
say, yeah,
you.
stop, let's actually be very quick with this thing, and I give you 1, 2, 3 points. I've never done this before. Do you understand? I don't even know if what they're saying online is true. I'm not saying they're not lying, because one place will say flaxseed gel, one place will say batana oil, one place will say do this for your hair, it will grow like this. But then there's just so many things out there. So I think with over information, one can get overwhelmed and just be like, you know what, let me just braid this hair, which
Yeah.
is exhibit A.
Yeah.
So that's what's
Okay.
prevented me. And every time I want to start, I think, oh my gosh, it's going to take me so long washing my hair. I mentally talk myself out of it, but I've said no longer again. By December 2026, they shall call me Rapunzel. So I've now said, let's be serious.
So can now
are we back?
Yes, I'm here. We're here.
Okay, great. Okay, so for that to happen by December is not as unrealistic as you think. You should be able to get some inches by then, to be honest. And to do that, we need to fix your routine over time. We
Yes.
should work together, Edith. As you said, we've not had a sit down with anyone to actually
Never.
think thoroughly through the hair.
Yeah.
So something I noticed, something I picked in what you were saying with conflicting advice online, I'd like to say, I wonder if you've noticed that I haven't said anything about products so far.
Mm-hmm.
I've only spoken about techniques.
Yeah.
because that's where length is. You can focus on products, but that can give you healthy hair. Most of the time, that's what you end up with. But you notice you see a lot of people with healthy hair online, full hair, thick hair, but length is more rare than healthy hair. Because another analogy I use a dartboard analogy. If all your hair efforts can be likened to an arrow that keeps hitting the dartboard, as long as you land anywhere on the dartboard, you will have healthy hair. But you see, for length, you have to be precise. You have to hit the middle every single time. So there's, some sort of broad, should I say, range of routines that you can do to get healthy hair. But for length retention, it's just one thing and one thing only. It's at your ends, right? So if you make sure that when you're conditioning your hair, you use extra amounts on your ends, and when and the styles you do, you make sure that you don't break your ends, and the way you handle your ends as well, and you make sure that you have the ends hidden all the time. There are no two ways about it. It's an exact science. Your hair length will change regardless of your hair type. Does that make sense? So now the issue now is implementing, is in looking at your current routine and showing you exactly how you can edit what you do daily, what you like to do, and edit it daily. Because I think I remember we've had a conversation before real quick where you said, it seems like you're doing all these things, so how come your hair is not growing, right? And my answer was, and still is, that there's probably just one little thing that if we tweaked would actually make a difference. Do you understand? So it's in hitting that precise dot every single time for length retention. So I think our time is up now. Or we can actually, if you have any question for me, we can do an extra 10 minutes since we don't have another person doing this hot seat coaching at the moment. So do you have any questions? Do you feel confident that you can?
Yes. So without taking up, because I want Peace to be able to, speak.
Peace is not on the hot seat today, unless you'd like to jump on. She's
I'm just here to watch.
Oh, I thought it was me and you. I'm just talking. I was like, please.
Unless Peace, you have something you want to ask or you want us to talk about, since we have some time.
I always have questions when it comes to hair, so I'll start.
Okay.
Okay,
So we have we have 15 more minutes. We're good.
Okay. So there's this whole craze about long-term protective styling, yeah? So if you go on the internet, it's like, oh yeah, mini braids for 6 months or mini braids for 4 months. Like, what's your take on that? Because realistically, I feel like putting your hair in mini braids and then I've tried it and I felt it was over manipulation, and the care they claim you're supposed to take in taking down those braids, it's a lot. So at some point I was losing my hair for like maybe like a week. It was unrealistic, so I had to stop. So I want to hear from someone that actually knows about hair. Like, do you feel like long-term protective styling is that it? Should we be doing that? Should we not? I feel like my husband was quite confused during that period when my hair looked like trash, but he was just like, okay, just watch the process. So just like,
But better
should we be
for
doing
worse
that?
now. But better.
He saw the worst.
Okay, so I'm guessing from what you've said, your goal is you're interested in length retention. And what's frustrating you is you're considering protective styling, but you're not sure if that's a good route for you. So let me answer generically, then I'll respond to you particularly for your own journey second. So first, on a cycle level, long-term protective styling can protect your hair if you know what you're doing. But that's correct. You have to know what you're doing. You have to understand what too much is, just like you said. So you know when to stop, you know when to pause, use a conditioner before you continue. Some people, most of us don't. That's actually our issue. Most of us don't. We don't have that sort of internal sensor until we've done this for a while, right? That's something that you have to develop. So technically, yes, it's possible to do it, but you absolutely do not need to. That's not the only way. That's not the only way. You don't need to look crazy. In fact, part of my program is I make sure that the style that you have on, you can look at it in a mirror and you actually like it. Does that make sense? So at no point in the journey should you be looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, what is this? Right? So that's my response generically. But for you particularly, can you tell me the styles you like to wear? Let's tell me maybe
So
two styles that you personally are already comfortable wearing.
the two styles I'm probably okay. So I've started embracing more of my natural hair, but normally, if you ask me this question like maybe like 3 months ago, I'd have said a wig. But now, what I would prefer to wear on like underneath the wig is maybe like my hair doesn't like cornrows. So you know the way people do, my hair doesn't like it. My edges go with it. So maybe let me show you what's under this. Apologies.
Okay.
So I have like
Yeah.
my hair plaited like in like big
Mhm.
braids, but then
Mhm.
they're flat enough that in case I need to wear a wig or something like that, this
Okay.
is my go-to. This is what I prefer. So something
Okay.
big, like big box braids that are still flat enough for me to be able to maybe put
Wear
a
wig.
scarf on it or wear a wig. Yeah.
Okay. When you do cornrows that you notice it takes your edges, how many do you do?
So I've done small. So there was one time I did maybe like 8, and I still felt like my edges
Okay.
didn't like them. And then there was a time I did a lot and I still felt like my edges didn't like them. So over time I've realized that I don't think cornrows are for me.
For your edges, do you currently have issues with it at the moment? Or is it all grown back out?
I think most of them are coming back, but
Okay.
yeah, with postpartum hair loss. And my son thinks it's fun to pull on it. But don't get- So
That's
yeah, so I think
interesting.
it's coming back. Yeah. It's coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so fun fact, part of what I like to recommend, the easiest, safest style to make are cornrows.
My heart.
And also good news for you. I do not think cornrows are your enemy. I think the issue, which is always the issue with our edges, is tension. It's
Okay.
very possible to make cornrows that are very soft and gentle on our edges.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and this is something you need to bear in mind, even with this style and with any style. Tension is always a thing. It can be worse with some styles, but tension is always a thing to look out for. Right. So even if you don't notice it in your edges, it will show in your density, it will show in length retention as well. Because
Okay.
tension also can cause excess breakage that's unnecessary. So I personally would still advise going back on cornrows because I think that's more protective than what you currently have on.
Okay.
While tiny hairs, while when you make your hair and the style is tiny, that's not protective because of the size. It's just too much tension for the hair. That means the bigger the better. So, although that's the case, it doesn't mean that you should just make it big perpetually, like, oh, the bigger the better always. There's a particular size that is too big and now it's no longer protective. And I think
Okay.
you hit or gone beyond that size for your current box braids.
Okay.
So how you know where to stop in terms of size is as long once the hair that is once the hair you've made right now starts to escape plaits or braid or cornrow, then those hairs that are out are no longer protected. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So there's a range depending on everyone's density. So some people are advised to do 8 cornrows, some people are advised to do 10 cornrows depending on your density. Me personally, I can't do more than 10 cornrows. I noticed after some time. There's a particular person right now that she's on program. Her own threshold is 6 cornrows, right? So it depends on your density. So I'll just recommend that you go back to cornrows, but you make
So,
it you make it as soft and as gentle as possible, especially around the edges. You
okay.
don't have to pick the edges at all. In fact, my advice is you don't. The hair behind the edges also don't. Just starts from, just lay it flat like a brush and start somewhere in between.
Okay.
Okay. So Daisy has joined us. We have
Thank
eight
you.
minutes. You're welcome, peace. We have 8 minutes, Daisy. So let's go. Tell me your name. Tell me what your goal is for your hair and your current frustration.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daisy. Um, my hair goal. I want very thick hair and long. Way
Okay.
past brush up. Yes,
Okay. Let's go.
long hair. Thick. And also my edges. I really need my edges to be back to normal. Also edges.
Okay.
My current frustration. So I've been carrying cornrows for a while now. I just changed this. I made this myself yesterday. And I
Amazing.
realized when losing my hair, I was finger tangling my hair coming off with it. Although I have been deep conditioning and washing my hair every 2 weeks in
Mm-hmm.
cornrows as well. Yes. I had to
Okay.
use a comb at a point, put it in here and dropped the comb because my hair was coming off a lot and I was worried what was going on. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's the current frustration.
Okay. So you
But
experienced
I have
excess. Mhm.
yes, yes.
You said something just now. You said, but you have something.
But I noticed that I have new length when making my cornrows because I measured my hair density and like I think about 2 inch. I'm not sure, but I didn't really measure the vessel well. And also, I'm not sure how to measure it well. That's also
Okay.
important.
Okay. So you noticed your length changed after you noticed the breakage,
Yes.
or was it before the breakage you measured?
No, after.
After. Okay, that's good. That means you did retain length then. So, this is what I suggest. If you're experiencing excessive breakage, is either a moisture issue or a protein issue. Is either, in other words, it's either a softness
Okay.
issue or strength issue that's not allowing your hair be able to withstand a reasonable amount of manipulation. I have some, so guys, audience, I have some context on Daisy's journey, so I know that she's not over manipulating her hair. If not, my first issue would be to tackle, are you sure you are not excessively combing? Can we see your hair ball? You need to monitor your hair ball over time. But I don't think Daisy is over manipulating her hair. So next, my attention will go to moisture and strength, moisture and protein, right? So to check out your deep conditioners and check out your leave-in conditioners and make sure that you have the right amount of protein in your stash and you're also using it as is necessary. So tell me about the deep conditioner you use, how often you use it, and also for your leave-in conditioner, same thing. Which one you use, how often you use it. Let's see if there's some changes we can make there.
For deep conditioner, I use Lush deep conditioner. That's what I've been using for a month now. No, 2 months actually. I've been using Lush deep conditioner and leave-in conditioner. I've been deep conditioning for 2 weeks for a month, every 2 weeks for the past month.
Okay. What about your leave-in?
I use Lush leave-in too. Every 2 days, 2 to 3 days.
Every 2 to 3 days, and you seal with an oil.
With shea butter. I used coconut oil one time. Remember you asked me to try using coconut
You
oil
use
to
shea
seal.
butter.
And I tried it. Yes.
Okay.
I use shea butter. But the day I tried coconut oil, I realized that the next day my hair felt really dry. Although I did
Yeah.
not moisturize again like that till the
Yeah.
second day or third day I was going to do it.
Yeah. So when you use shea butter, how long does it stay moisturized?
3 days at least.
3.
Yes. Yes. If I
Okay.
sleep with a satin bonnet, I'm faithful to the satin bonnet.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great, great. Okay, so yes, it's normal for you to notice that your hair will dry fast oil because you're used to using shea butter. And shea butter
Okay.
is thicker. And shea butter being thicker means that it keeps your hair moisturized longer. Right. So if you're not okay with coconut oil, just stick with shea butter, that's fine. Although I know you use coconut oil to pre-poo or not really.
I've not done
Okay,
that
yes.
in a while though.
Okay, so if you have coconut oil, you don't have to throw it out. You can still use it to pre-poo because it's the best oil for pre-poo, right? That's if you want to pre-poo your hair. if you're heading as far as you claim that you are on your hair journey, I would advise that you should pre-poo unless you want to maintain short hair. Okay, so now going to
No.
with the ingredient list. So that's something you're gonna have to check. If you use the same deep conditioner every single wash day and it has protein, you may have a protein overload issue. And the second thing I'd say about this particular brand is I know that there's a lot of synthetic ingredients in their ingredient list. They deal with a lot of petroleum jelly, derivatives, paraffinum liquidum, petrolatum, mineral oil. They have their products heavy with those, and they also have other synthetic ingredients like silicones, right? So I'm guessing that may be getting in the way because those are things that affect our hair care over time. You may use it in the moment and you may love your results, but over time, you begin to enter, have issues like this, begin to experience breakage for different reasons. It could be that those artificial ingredients may not be allowing the good ingredients penetrate your hair strand properly and actually do the work of conditioning or depositing proteins to bind with your hair bonds for various reasons, right? So that's what I would say. Check it out. If you're using the same deep conditioner on every single wash day, that's probably what's happening. So we all need a balance of two. Yes, we need to make sure that in our stash we have one particular deep conditioner that has no protein whatsoever and another deep conditioner that does. So you choose when you want to use protein on your hair. Does that make sense? Okay, so yeah, that's what I would say. I think your moisturizing and sealing sounds good to me. The frequency you're using your deep conditioner also sounds good to me. So I'm gonna go into the quality of each product instead, and that's what I'll do next. That's what I advise that you should do.
Okay. All right.
Any
Thank
questions?
you.
To the rest of the room, do you have any questions? We need to wrap up now.
No, I put my question in the chat. It was just about what about
Okay.
single braids so basically if I braid my own hair, like twist my own hair or single braid my own hair or just like plaits, is that okay for the hair?
So this is a protective style question, and usually that doesn't have whether a style is protective or not, whether it's good or not, it's not about the style itself. It's about how it's made and what it takes to losing it. So yes, technically there's a way you can make this style that will be protective. That's the short answer. But you have to make sure that it is easy to loosen. You have to make sure that you hide your ends. But yes, technically there's a way you can pull this off and it will be beneficial to you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Timmy. Thank you.
All right. So can we go around the room? I'll give 1 more minute for everyone to say something that they're taking away that changes for them on their journey. Let's start with Peace. Peace, then Daisy, then Edith.
Okay, thanks, guys. So what I learned today is that you could be doing the right thing, but then the quality of the ingredients is wrong. So I'm going to go back and check now my deep conditioner to make sure I'm not overloading my hair with protein. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Then Daisy.
So I'm actually going to have to check the product. I don't think Lush Deep Conditioner has protein in it. So I'm going to go and check that. Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
lovely.
thank you.
So for me, I think it's just making sure that, like you said, just one thing makes a big difference, getting the one thing right. And that's for me, it's basically conditioning and making sure that the ends are protected and the ends are treated with love and care, because it's very easy to always focus on here, but then we just neglect
Absolutely.
and you think, and then should I be washing my hair every week? Is that too much?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you
so
so
much.
much. This was amazing. One more thing, please do your best to tell someone to book a call like this to fill up next month or as far into the future as is allowable. And you guys are also allowed to book again into the calendar. Try to book as many slots as you are available, so that it increases the chances that we overlap with someone else's time. Because if there's only one person available, we're not going to be able to have the call. So from 2 people and above, then that's good. So all right, guys, talk to you
Thank you
next
so
time.
much. Most appreciated. Have a good weekend or good day. Sorry.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.